Bakugo's POV. I knew that this time I'd successfully have my revenge. Just who does this little shit think she is? No one gets away with yelling at me like that. So I suggested a game of truth or dare, making sure I'd made YN the main target. But my plan of revenge turned its back on me and bit me in the ass hard. Soon enough, I'd found myself in an awkward situation. Heavy vibes of teen judgment were flying around. And then some shithead pushed into my lap. She didn't struggle. She just sat there. I wasn't expecting her to just go through with it so easily. Probably because she's so fucking shy. As she sat on my lap, she kept her arms tucked in close to her own body, making sure not to make one wrong move by touching me accidentally. I was done with this bullshit, so I tried moving up from my spot when all of a sudden I felt it. I looked down, then allowed my body to fall back against the couch. Shit, if I stand up now, everyone will see. Fuck, I looked at YN's back. So small. I thought. No muscle whatsoever. Waist much smaller than mine. Slender arms. I stopped myself there, reminding myself that she had no girlish charm about her. And somehow my eyes found their way back to her. Well, more specifically, her ass winky face. I wanted so bad to reach out and touch her, to wrap my arms around her small waist and lay my head on her shoulder. Wait. WTF. I once again looked away. She's useless, I reminded myself. So why the fuck was I thinking of her like this? It's just 'cause she's so close. I told myself. She's just too close. Before I realized it, the 10 minutes had flown by and she stood up. She looked back at me and apologized, but stopped when she noticed my blushing face. I tried covering it up, but felt even more like a fool. What the hell? She was the one who was supposed to be made a fool of. Why is it all turning on me? Her blushing face said it all. She quickly ran away, seeming as though she dissolved into the crowd. All of a sudden, a wave of anger flew over me, and my actions spoke before my brain did. I reached out to YN and followed her into the crowd. When I found her, I grabbed her forearm and yanked her back. Maybe my actions were a little too sudden because of the squeal she made. I looked down at her, and she looked up at me, and my anger completely took over. I forced her right back to the truth or dare circle, pushing her in the middle and enclosed the circle by standing in the only open spot. She turned and stared at me with fear in her eyes. As it should be. YN's POV. He threw me to the center of the large circle-shaped way the kids were sitting, and looked at me with a taste of disgust. He suddenly spoke with cold, harsh words. You can do anything you want to that girl. Those words struck like an arrow strikes a target. Fast, sudden, hard. Seeing as the older teenage boys closed in on me, I quickly made my escape. I forced the boys back with my quirk and made myself a path to the front door. Yes, I caused a scene, but I was out. As my back faced and grew further from the yelling teens, my throat began to burn, fighting back the tears. The tears found their way out, leaving my face a red, puffy mess. A sudden yank on my arm made me turn to once again. See Bakugo. Crap. He saw me crying. Before he could yank you back to the circle once again, you bit his hand as hard as you could. He jumped back and watched as you ran out the door. You didn't have to look back to know that he had death in his eyes. When you got home, you ran right up to your room and locked the door. You walked to the bathroom and had to deal with the once again ripped stitches. After cleaning up, Bakugo's terrifying gaze was the only thing on your mind, and so you ended up not getting much sleep that night. Thanks for watching my video. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you won't miss anything I post.